Hi, I'm Ricardo, and together with my teammates Neha and Linha, we will be presenting our findings on understanding time management tools and techniques. So as part of our preliminary research, we identified a variety of studies that have shown correlations between stress and drug usage, worse grades, and depression, among other negative factors. And we know that time management is very effective at decreasing the stress levels of students, even more so than leisure activities, and also that effective time management results in less perceived stress, even if a student's workload remains the same after implementing helpful techniques. And in the process of researching current time management tools, we realized that surveys of usage may be both outdated and misleading, and also that tools can sometimes be very specific or developed without initially consulting the intended audience. Also, it may simply not be possible to replace various time management tools with a singular tool, so it may be best for designers to allow for more seamless transitions between technologies. And so taking all of this into account, our problem statement is that we want to identify the key features and elements that would be essential to the design and development of novel software tools that can help college students to manage their time more effectively. And our intended user group for this is college students who use these specific tools to manage their time regularly. And as part of our research goals, we want to assess the most significant sources of stress for college students and to catalog the strengths and weaknesses of various time management tools, and also to develop principles that can guide future time management software.
So, to gain in depth information about the habits, attitudes, and preferences of college students, we decided to start our data collection with semi structured interviews. So, before conducting the interviews, we established a set of research goals, which were outlined in the previous slide, along with a list of corresponding questions that we wanted to answer to better understand students' needs, behaviors, and pain points in the context of time management. During the interviews, we asked specific questions about the types of tools and techniques students use to help them manage their time. And we also asked them about the main stressors in their academic life and how that impacts the way in which they manage their time. In total, we conducted 11 30-minute interviews, and we kept track of our detailed notes from each interview in an Excel spreadsheet. So, after we finished our interviews, we came together to organize and interpret the data as a team. As we went through our interview notes across all 11 participants, we looked for repeating themes and patterns under the topics of stress and time management. In order to do this, we imported all of our data notes into Miro, which is a software tool that we use for affinity mapping, and started to group like themes and patterns together. So as you can see here, we used the affinity diagram to engage in a bottom-up grouping mechanism through which we were able to consolidate all of our interview data meaningfully. We used the widely accepted affinity diagram color tagging technique to structure our data hierarchically. So as you can see, we use yellow, blue, pink, and green stickies to show this hierarchy. And I'm going to quickly walk through our Miro board here. So for our interviews, we had about 400 yellow sticky notes, which were the notes across all of our interviews. And through that, we then grouped all of those interview notes together into meaningful columns, and then assigned these blue sticky notes to show more higher order patterns and themes. And we had 82 blue stickies, which were then consolidated further into 25 pink sticky notes, which showed an even broader set of themes and patterns that emerged from our data. And in total, we had about 8 green sticky notes, which showed the highest order themes and patterns that we learned. And through this process, we learned that the most effective time management tools provide flexibility and customizability, in addition to having simple and easy to use user interface. So kind of going over more of these findings and insights from our research, we found that there are a variety of techniques that lead to good time management habits, and stressful deadlines and uncertainty typically motivate students to manage their time more effectively. And we also learned that tools that have an embedded calendar and a flexible reminder system are super helpful to students. Effective tools really enable students to also help them create to-do lists and keep track of upcoming tasks and assignments in a more seamless fashion. Consistency is also super important for building good time management techniques for students. And overall, stress is inevitable, but everyone's striving for a more healthy work-life balance. And overall, we learned that, as I mentioned earlier, effective time management tools provide a lot of great flexibility and customizability. And overall, they also have a very simple, easy to learn, and intuitive user interface.
We initially planned to do more interviews, but since we already gathered significant amount of information from interviews, we decided to diverge from our initial plan to avoid diminishing returns. So we will first use participatory design. We will invite 3 to 4 Georgia Tech students for this session. We ask each of them to come up with one activity related to time management. The 3 of us running the session will observe and take notes. After this, we will do affinity mapping again with these additional notes to find design ideas. We also consider doing focus group. We will again invite 3 to 5 Georgia Tech students. This time, we will have designed our own activities based on our design ideas from interviews and participatory design. We will again observe and take notes. We will eventually use these notes to improve our ideas to come up with robust suggestions for future time management tool designs. So here are some citations we used for our previous work. I think that's it. Thank you.